Chef Michael van der Elzen and restaurateur Ganesh Raj are here to challenge our biggest spenders.
You ready?
Oh, Jesus.
Transforming kitchens.
Oh, what does that do?
And boosting nutrition.
I got some spice.
I didn't put any in there.
All to save our hard-earned cash.
2 trolleys. Come on, people.
We get revealing expert help.
It's actually a myth that sugar is linked to hyperactivity.
How can you just say that with a straight face?
And even let you guys in on the act.
Nothing to really blow your socks off.
I don't mind that at all.
It's time we all learned to eat well for less.
Where do we start?
We'll show you.
Meet a family of fussy eaters who've fallen hard for delivered dinners.
Thank you.
Can Michael and Ganesh bring some much-needed order to mealtimes?
Disgusting.
On the banks of the mighty Waikato, we're with a family whose weekly food spend is slowly but surely sinking their savings.
We're the Jameses!
They're a family of 5 with business analyst dad Nick, 4-year-old Gareth, Liam who's 2, Tanya Hera's mum, and finally meet Emily. Although Nick enjoys cooking for his brood, the meals he makes don't always appeal to some very fussy critics.
The meals that we eat in a typical week are very basic. We have a lot of sausages and we do cook very large meals, especially for our children. We would cook them in an adult-sized meal in the hopes that they'll eat it, and most of the times it will end up down the incinerator.
Today's throw-out day in the Jameses household, so what food is lurking in the back of the packed fridge destined for the bin?
A piece of fish that never got cooked up that my husband was going to cook up for himself. Leftover Chinese garlic bread that's been open for a couple of weeks now. Lots of half-drunk drinks that can go in the rubbish. Some veggies that we decided to cut up because we had every intention of cooking them, but we never did, so they can all go in the rubbish tin. Some ham, salami, bacon, which hasn't even been opened. More bacon. This one has been opened. That can go in the rubbish. So that's about the fridge clean out. A whole bag full of food that could feed a lot of other people.
Rubbish isn't the only thing this family overindulge in.
We are an Uber Eats family and we love that the convenience of delivery, especially after everyone's had a busy day at work. It's nice and easy and convenient for us to order in. Thank you.
Tanya being stay-at-home mum, she doesn't really leave the home often during the day with a little 6-month-old. So I think she eats in quite a bit. Myself, I'm a big pie guy. That might often only be my only meal of the day. If I do eat, it's going to be a second pie or it might be a roll from a bakery. And energy drinks, 4 out of 5 times a week I'm going to have an energy drink. And I mean, that's just 30% sugar.
And already 4-year-old Gareth seems to have inherited his parents' sweet tooth.
We need to change the way we eat for our children, especially to help with our older son's behaviour. We noticed that with the sugar from the takeaways, he goes a little bit more hypo. Gareth is very picky on what he eats. No vegetables, he doesn't really like meat. I'm sure most people around New Zealand, it's a battle to get our children to eat healthy foods, so we tend to give in to them.
So what do the Jameses want to achieve this week?
It's about the atmosphere that's been created within our family, and at the moment that atmosphere is takeaways in front of TV, and that's what meals have come to. And cooking gourmet food that is full of nutrition, because anything is gourmet compared to the takeaways that we're having at the moment.
Challenge set. And with that in mind, it's time to hit their local supermarket and see quite what food fills up Tanya and Nick's trolley. And spying on the Jameses' weekly shop are restaurateur Ganesh Raj and chef Michael van der Elzen.
Okay, let's see what we're in for.
Here we go.
Do you just want 1 or 2?
Grab 2. Got the kids' juice on special.
Where's that list?
No list. At least it's 1 trolley.
So Gareth's favourite donuts.
Gareth, eh?
He looks like he's the boss. He's leading the show.
Got a bit of power there.
Grab
Eskimos,
some
jet
Eskimos,
planes,
eh?
Frito faces.
Get some of your Whitakers.
1 block, 2 blocks, 3 blocks.
Of a very premium chocolate.
Premium chocolate, and they've already got all those lollies too.
They have no idea what they want.
No, there's a lot of impulse. They're just grabbing stuff.
Pineapple and tropical, yeah.
Look at that.
They bought a pineapple, and that wasn't enough. They needed a pineapple in a bag, which I bet you is twice the price.
Totally.
Do the boys like these ones?
No.
Kids' Paw Patrol drinks?
No.
You don't want to get some Up and Goes for Gareth?
No.
You want to get some nuts? You like those nuts?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Look at Nick. He's just grabbing everything.
He is, but you know what? Tanya's working really hard. It's almost as if she has to control him.
You really should stop drinking them, because
2 for $4.
not very good for you.
2 for $4.
Look at that. 4 cans of energy drink.
It's terrible. You know what? We're going to get our hands on that later.
And Gareth needs some more jam. It has to be strawberry, no other flavour.
Gareth has a lot of power in this family.
I can't wait to meet Gareth.
Mummy's ice cream. They have it, yes they do.
Oh, look at that tub of ice cream.
No, but look at the price of it. What would that cost? I don't know.
I shudder to think.
I've never brought it.
No.
Raglan.
That's the only one.
That's the one I normally buy you.
That is delicious yogurt, but it also is very expensive.
It's just too much. We've got to sort these two
Okay,
out.
let's do it.
It's time for a tough love trolley trawl.
Hi!
Ganesh, what's your name?
Tanya.
Michael,
Tanya.
pleasure to meet you.
G'day, bud.
Tanya.
Hello, Tanya. Are you well?
Nick, how
very
are you
well,
guys?
thank
Look at this.
Fantastic.
What a lovely trolley you have here.
Thank you.
There's so much going on. We've got to take a little bit of time. Do you shop once a week?
Yes, and we also do a big monthly shop as well.
Do you?
Yeah,
Fantastic.
so-
Well,
And I'd say we do a few other little shops in
do
between.
you? How many little ones? But we'll soon find out. won't
Maybe
we?
4 or 5.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we'll soon find out. Well, let's see what you have in the trolley, shall we?
Cool.
So quite how much are this lolly-loving twosome spending?
All right,
Okay.
show us what you've got. Show us what you've got. Let's
Bring
go.
it on,
Let's
Ganesh.
go. Cheese in a box with crackers.
That's $10 for 2 little boxes.
Yeah, but they're so convenient. I can
Yes, handy.
chuck them in my handbag and my
I
nappy
know.
bag.
I mean,
and-
throwing money away is convenient.
I know.
Frozen sausage rolls with cheese. Kids.
And hubby.
And the big
It's
kid?
a Saturday lunch.
Vegetables.
Some vegetables.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's good. Great.
They're not green, so he eats
No,
them.
but vegetables. We're very happy for you right now. Now, this thing here, I think you need a bank loan to buy this. Do it, do it. Put that through.
Okay. $12.
And the pricey items keep on rolling.
It's like Christmas over here, Michael. Oh, that's heavy.
And who are these for?
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Yeah, pretty
Breakfast,
much.
lunch and dinner.
What?
Really?
Who has
I
the
ha-
chocolates? Who has
I
the
have a
chocolates?
very sweet tooth.
Do the kids have them?
If the kids find them, it's all over, but we try and
hide
keep them on
them
the
in
top
the bag.
shelf.
So you have a
Yeah.
no chocolate policy with the kids?
Oh, no.
We have a,
Just
we have a
no,
low
no,
chocolate
no
policy.
mummy's
Yeah.
chocolate.
Not the good
policy.
stuff.
Strawberry jam?
That's Gareth.
Is it?
He'll go through one of them a week.
He'll go through one of them a week.
Yeah.
He loves jam.
Loves jam.
Wow,
Has
that's-
jam toast, jam sandwiches.
It's a lot of sugar,
all,
guys.
Mum.
Bredo frogs, Tim Tams,
More biscuits.
dairy
Chips.
milk,
More biscuits.
mellow bites,
Kids. He just put some
Eskimos.
fruit up or something.
jet planes. I'm just putting on weight looking at these.
And we've just put through probably not even a whole pineapple.
What have we done?
It's $10.
It's a quarter of a pineapple, I reckon, once you empty that out. There you go.
pineapple.
Pineapple.
$3.50.
For a whole pineapple.
One of those bags was almost the same.
That's correct. And would have been a quarter of a pineapple. Who has these?
Okay, so what?
Do you know why it's called demon?
I don't know.
Because the devil lives in here.
Yeah.
Because the devil lives in
30%
here.
sugar, right? 30% sugar.
And, no,
Yeah.
that's just the sugar. What about the taurine?
Oh, yeah.
So, team, do you want to take a guess as to how much you think you've spent today?
We normally spend around 300.
250, 300, yeah.
300?
300 is I
About,
sort of go,
about.
yeah.
About 300?
It's a very big amount.
It's
Would you-
up par level, 300,
We
yeah.
don't really budget or have a list.
Do you want to know how much you spent?
Yes. Oh, yeah. That's about right.
That's a bit over, eh?
A little bit over.
It's $525.
Is it
Yeah.
just a little bit? It's almost double what you thought.
Estimate 300, 525. Almost
525,
twice.
61. All right, let's try and bring that down.
We need Michael and Ganesh. We need them to show us how to eat better for our children.
Yeah. Especially some quick wins, things that we can apply at home. Save
Yeah.
us eating out so much and save us overspending.
Before Tanya and Nick get home, Michael and Ganesh rush ahead for a sneaky look in the kitchen to see what else this family are eating.
Let's see what we've got here, Mr. Ganesh. Look at this.
Oh my goodness.
Some of those.
Didn't we just buy 2 boxes of cheese
But
and
wait,
crackers?
but wait. There's some more.
Another cheese and crackers. This is a lot of waste.
We got those.
We've got Monster. We bought more of this, didn't we?
Cereals. 1, 2,
3.
Oh, wait, there's more.
3, 4, 5. Look down there. 6,
Six.
7. They're doubling up on almost everything that they bought in the supermarket.
It's chocker already. And we just spent $525.
They thought the pantry was chocker. Wait till they see the freezer.
Remember that?
Didn't we just buy them?
Look at this. Vegetables. They could have used that.
Totally.
Totally right.
But where does it end? Look at it. There's probably $3,000 worth of food in there.
This is sad.
It's time for Tanya and Nick to properly see the full extent of their weekly shop.
So, here we are, eh? Off the back of the shop. We've got a lot of things here that we've seen before.
Yeah.
7 boxes of cereal in the cupboard.
1, 2, another 3, 4 boxes, 5 boxes there.
We got some treat food at the front there.
Yeah.
Who's a...
Those would be my breakfasts when I run out the door with the 3 kids.
Breakfast booster.
Breakfast
Booster, that one.
The way you put it makes it sound like it's actually healthy.
Bread.
Yeah, that's only a couple of days worth of bread for our family.
So how many would you go through?
4 or 5
We
a week.
definitely go through a loaf a day.
We had a little sneak through your freezer,
We did.
and I could have sworn I saw some of those in
We
there.
did see one of those in your freezer.
Maybe.
Do you know what's in your freezer?
No?
Because we found that in your freezer and you just bought it again today. Would you have a fair bit of treat food every day?
I do, yes, I love my chocolate.
Yeah, and I've got my habits, you know. I love my demons.
I guess what we're saying... Oh, don't. But I guess what we're asking is, what about what the little ones are seeing?
They definitely see us eat a little bit more treat stuff. Although a lot of the times we try and hide it so I don't have to share it.
How do you feel saying that?
Well, pretty bad.
Because you shouldn't have to hide it, should you?
No.
I noticed there's not a lot of 5+ a day compared to all of this processed, sugar-heavy, carb-heavy sort of foods.
It's a very, very small amount, which means they're not eating enough of the stuff that's good for them.
We do know that. That's why we're here.
So the average New Zealand family of your size spends $266 a week on food.
So that means you're spending almost double what the average family's spending right now. If that's not enough, what's this? These are your Uber Eats and takeaway receipts for an entire week. How much do you think you've spent?
130 on Uber Eats.
Did you say 130?
I reckon 130.
Did you reckon about 130?
130.
I'm going to tell you that that's $350 right there on a weekly basis.
Combine that with your spend, $875 per week just on food.
Wow.
So if we take that and we put that into an annual spend on food, that's $45,500 each year on food alone.
Whoa. That's like a lot of money, and our children aren't exactly eating healthy, and neither are we. So,
The good news is we're here to help you, but we need to know, are you ready?
we are ready.
Do you have your phone on you?
I do.
You know what we're going to do?
Delete Uber Eats.
Yes, we are! Yes! You know what? That makes me so happy because it means you're ready.
I'm ready.
Awesome.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Those figures were a complete and utter shock for us. We had no idea that that was the kind of money that we were spending, and it all adds up so quickly.
It's time for Michael and Ganesh to come up with a rescue plan.
I am genuinely worried about this family.
This is a big job that we've got in front of us.
That pantry was basically a double up of everything they went shopping for, right?
You know, from this moment forward, their habits have to change.
Yeah.
We've got to convince them, let's eat what's in the pantry, let's cook more food at home, let's dump Uber Eats, let's stop relying on takeaways, and we will have a dinner around the table with the whole family all eating off the same plate, eating the same food.
But we have to help her create meals and help her stay focused on that because it's not going to be easy. So they spent $530 at the supermarket. What do you reckon?
I think by getting them to eat what's already in their house, we can take them down $300 a week.
Wow, that's hopeful. I'm not as hopeful as you are. I'm going to go up to $350.
300, 350.
Let's see.
Done.
It's a new day, and the Eat Well for Less team have completely overhauled the James's kitchen. Many of their favourite foods are now strictly off the menu or made completely unrecognisable. How will the family react to the treat foods they love so much being out of bounds? The fridge too hasn't escaped our almighty makeover. Here come the Jameses.
What do you see in there, Kipper?
My phone.
What do you think? There's some tape around some things, darling.
Can I get my cereal?
No, it's in a red zone.
You're only allowed wheat
the
biscuits.
middle and the top. That's what you can eat. Oh, well, what do you think in there that looks nice, though? There must be something in there that looks nice. But it's cornflakes. We can have cornflakes with bananas.
There's some
chippies in there,
corn
Kipper.
chips and there's some marshmallow biscuits.
What?
Well done, Mum and Dad, turning that toddler tantrum tide. Fridge next.
What do you see in there, Gareth, that you think you might like?
Sausages, Gareth.
Sausages?
I can't have my hot
Oh, they pan the maple syrup. Oh.
But we'll have other things in here we can see.
There's some pear in there, Gareth, in that
There's
fruit
some
drawer.
pear. That's pretty lucky. And some yogurt.
Oh, what those tapes off?
You're going to rip those tapes off?
Yeah.
Mummy still gets some iced coffee, so that's good. There's so much yummy food in the fridge,
Hey.
Anything to avoid a tantrum we would normally do, so now we're just going to have to learn how to work through those tantrums with the kids and, yeah, have a bit of tough love for them.
First up, gluten-avoiding Tanya and little Gareth have had their cereals swapped out.
Do you like those wheat bix? Do you like them as much as the wheat bix that Mummy buys? Yes?
Success. Mum's turn next.
These are pretty good cornflakes, Gareth. These taste like the cornflakes that Mummy normally has.
Yummy.
But they're not. And bonus, both these cereals offer the Jameses serious discounts. Michael and Tanya get dinner on the go, and Mike's got big ambitions.
So we are going to make Mike's chicken sliders.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm doing these little sliders is kids love burgers.
Yes.
And the whole idea of us doing this dish together and cooking it together is that we get the whole family sitting down together.
Okay, cool.
Hopefully eating together
Yes.
from the same plate, eating the same food.
Okay.
Is that something that you'd want to do?
That is what we want. Yes, definitely what we
Okay,
want.
let's crack in.
Tanya gets grating courgette, and Michael has a pickle slaw to prep.
Have you ever tried slaw or coleslaw?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, KFC makes coleslaw.
So you would buy it then?
Used to.
So this is
Before
gonna be-
gluten-free days.
And this is another reason why we're making this at home.
Yes.
Because you know all the gluten that's in this recipe? It's there.
Yes.
Well away from us. So by making it yourself, you're also controlling what you're putting in it. And I love making things like this.
For pickling, just add honey and seasoning to a cup of white wine vinegar. Put on a gentle heat to dissolve the sugar crystals in the honey. Combine chicken mince and grated courgette with gluten-free soy.
Cool.
Then form the mince mix into golf ball-sized patties.
The great thing about this is you can make little sliders. You can make big burgers, so we could have like chicken burgers for dinner.
Yeah.
You could pop these into the fridge and make meatballs. So
Okay,
chicken
yeah.
meatballs tonight. You could actually put that tray straight into the freezer and freeze them like that individually. Once they're frozen, just lift them off the tray, put them into a bag, and then you've got them. You can just pull them out anytime you need them.
Oh, that sounds good.
Wash those mince, then chop red cabbage and add it to the cooling pickling liquid and leave for as long as you can. Then drain off the liquid, add chopped coriander and mayo. Pan fry the chicken patties for 4 minutes each side, then pop in the oven to finish off.
That's your little slaw, or a pickled slaw all done. So there's heaps of veggies in there.
Cool.
The kids will be into that.
Hope so.
Broccoli I don't like. I'm going to check it out though.
Well, that might explain Tanya's apprehension. Will Mike's sliders meet a similar fate? Assembly time. Place the patties and slaw on a lightly toasted bun, and a healthier takeaway option is ready to go.
Look
Here we come.
Look at this.
What have we got here?
Yes.
One for Gareth.
Oh, yeah.
One for Liam.
Throw it outside.
Oh, you've got to try it first. Do you know what it is?
No.
Give it a go.
Shall I tell you?
Have a seat.
Stay sitting
Have
here,
a
mate.
seat now. Have a seat.
That is.
Have a seat.
I'm about to throw it outside.
Oh, no, we won't throw it
Oh, you got to
outside.
try it. What about your brother?
We won't throw
Why
it
don't you
outside.
try it?
Why don't you have some?
Should we show you?
You
eat the
I
bread.
don't like that.
What about
It's an all too familiar reality for Tanya and Nick.
Just try that. It's like a chicken nugget. Do you know your mum made this?
Can I try it? Hey, can I try it?
Didn't even make my fiber. And I'm a loser. Doesn't even.
It's a
With
hamburger.
chicken in it.
With the hammer.
Where'd he go?
Gareth, you're stuck now, mate.
Okay, Gareth, we're eating. Here we go.
The table chooses to take no notice of Gareth, but Liam, who often takes his cue from his older brother, has taken a bite.
Oh, yes. Yeah, Lulu.
Gareth spots it and is back.
Let's do an Iron Man cheers of the two pieces. You hold one, I'll hold one. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Cheers! Ah! Come on! Ah! We can do it. Cheers again.
Gareth,
3, 2, 1. Iron Man cheers. I did it. Your turn. Iron Man. Yay!
Awesome.
Liam, have another big one?
What do you think about it? A whole one. Oh, it's so strong. Let me see the muscles. Let me see the muscles. Oh, yeah.
It was absolutely awesome that he ate that chicken patty because he didn't even notice that it had courgette in it, and that's a whole veggie that he would normally turn his nose up at.
Gareth's initial refusal is not uncommon, as our dietitian Angela Beryl explains.
So this sight does fill me with quite a bit of joy, but also a bit of trepidation.
As a parent and a parent of a more selective eater, I can completely understand how stressful dinner times can be. The key really is we actually need to change our mindset, and rather viewing dinner times as a battleground, we need to look at them as a learning opportunity to help our children develop a really positive and lifelong relationship with healthy food.
How do we do that?
Look, I think there's a number of different things. We need to firstly remove the pressure, and that can be, say, positive reinforcement, or otherwise saying to your child something like, you've got to have 10 more bites of this, or have a bite of that, or you're not getting any dessert.
Is that a bad thing?
It is a bad thing because it's essentially setting your child up to have almost kind of a negative feeling towards the food that's on their plate, and it's putting, say, dessert on an absolute pedestal.
It's 6:30. How long does the child have to sit there and finish the food?
Look, really it's going to depend on the age of your child. So for your real littlies, like preschoolers, you're probably only going to get about 15 to 20 minutes out of them. For your older children, it might be more like 30 to 40 minutes or so. But there's no telling them that they have to sit there for a few hours until they've eaten everything on their plate.
So what if you give them 15 minutes and then they've got their 15 minutes, they haven't eaten anything, they go away from the table, they come back 10 minutes later and go, right, can we have dinner now?
So firstly, you'd be encouraging your child to eat until they're feeling full, and sometimes that might actually mean that they're not really eating anything at the family meal. But if they do come back and tell you 10, 15 minutes later, you let them know there's actually no food until their next snack time, which is about 2 hours later.
That's good. So you dig your heels in.
Dig your heels
dig
in.
your heels in. Okay.
You do. So as the parent, it is your job to determine when your child is going to be eating, what they're going to have to eat, and where they're going to eat, so ideally at the dinner table. The child, it's their role to decide actually whether they're going to eat anything on the plate and also how much they're going to be eating.
And then after that, once that time's up,
That's it, done and
away.
And if they don't want to eat anything, that's on the kid.
Don't force them. Your child is going to take probably around about 10 or even more attempts of a new food being introduced before they'll actually accept it. So we need to just give them time. Good things do take time.
Gareth loves his jam,
Gareth needs some more jam. It has to be strawberry, no other flavour.
but Dad Nick is about to mess with his boy's favourite afternoon snack. Will he notice if we've swapped out his beloved brand for a cheaper option? Given he gets through a jar a week, if he goes for the swap, it could immediately save his mum and dad $50 a year.
Hey, Gareth,
What did I?
we'll take this off. We've got a sandwich here for you, darling. Your favourite. Jam sandwiches. How does it taste to you, Gareth? Does it taste different to the one Mummy and Daddy changed, or does it taste better? Different. Do you like this jam?
No.
Do you want Mummy and Daddy to buy you this jam next time?
Yeah.
Thank God for that. There's no messing with Auckland's awesome Pirate City rollers, and like Gareth, they have firm opinions on toast-topping strawberry jam.
I'm really there for the taste of the fruit, not for syrup or the taste of the sugar.
I always remember when Grandma used to do it, and there'd always be these real big chunks of strawberries, and the taste was really amazing, and it had this really nice kind of homemade feel to it.
So pikelets poised. Here are our 5 contenders. A supermarket-owned brand kicks us off. Bestseller Craig's is sweet at 2. Roses are red and so's their jam. Is Barker's very nice? And finally, the low-sugar option from St. Dalfor. The St. Dalfor is first up for our skaters.
Yeah, that's right. It's got like a real like sour tinge at the end there.
Yeah, not too sweet. Yeah. I don't mind that at all.
Mix that one.
How will the supermarket own brand measure up?
This one looks very orange, like slight orangey.
That one actually tastes like strawberry. I think
Yeah,
the last
it
one
tastes
tasted
like
quite official.
I'm not that keen on the lumps, but I think you're right, the flavour is nicer.
It's quite like pleasant at the end as well. I quite like it.
An early favourite there, but will Barker's have bite?
Red.
Look at this colour.
It actually looks red.
I like this. It's
This
actually,
is the best colour.
I know.
This one's actually a nice deep red. That actually looks like strawberries.
When you cook strawberry, it's not that red. It feels like they put something in it.
The thing is, like on the table, it looked like the nicest one.
Yeah.
It was the one that kind of to the eyes looked the best.
I don't like that. I really don't like that.
Best-selling Craig's is next on the plate and palate.
It's not quite as sweet, but it's still pretty sweet.
Oh, it's very sweet.
I don't like this one. Too concentrated.
There's the like really strong sugary taste still.
Yeah, it just tastes like syrup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. That's what it feels
It's like red syrup.
I had a big chunk of something, but I wasn't convinced it was strawberry.
And our final condiment contender is roses.
I like the colour of this one though.
It's got, oh, look at this big piece of fruit. It's amazing. Oh, it's great. It's not especially sweet compared to the other ones.
Yeah, it's not my favourite, but it's...
I don't know.
It looks jelly-like as well, which is quite nice.
So which jam smashed its way to the top? Countdown strawberry jam was top. Roses was pipped at the post and Craig fell behind the pack in last.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely try that one again. Yeah.
When it comes to jam, look to budget for your sweet treat. Michael's come up with a less sugary, less processed fruit dessert than the usual lollies, chocolate and ice cream the Jameses hit hard.
Looking here, we're making mixed berry frozen yogurt with chocolate almond topping. You know, I think that chocolate will be a hit with the boys, but we'll see how they go with that frozen yogurt side. Might be a bit different, but hey, using some Greek yogurt instead of using something like a sugary ice cream for them, it could be a real winner. Could be a real winner. We got some real fruit. We'll chuck some real fruit in there and see how it comes out. I think the biggest tell will be what are they going to do with these? You know, it might be a bit too much for them, but hey, hopefully if they're diced up, they won't even notice.
Spread almonds on a baking tray and toast until golden. Dark chocolate is a good alternative to the more calorific milk chocolate. Grate it and add raisins to a bowl.
I think for us, looks like a really easy dessert that Tanya could throw together. You know, we don't have to worry about confidence in the kitchen. It's just simple ingredients, simple requirements. The most complicated thing looks like this is the almonds in the oven. So it could be something really easy for us to think about in the future.
In a separate bowl, combine honey, unsweetened plain yogurt, brown sugar and frozen berries, which are just as nutritious as the fresh stuff. Remove the almonds from the oven, let them cool, crush them, and add to the chocolate and raisin topping.
So far, if we look, you know, it's only 5 ingredients. Really easy. Looks like the kids are going to love it. You know, the deep reds, they love that red fruit. They're going to know it's a strawberry. They're going to know it's a berry. They should hoe into it.
Blitz the frozen berry and yogurt mixture until smooth.
I mean, this colour looks amazing. I reckon Gareth might be into this. Gareth, do you want to come have a little taste? See what this tastes like? So you just get your spoon in there. What do you think of that taste?
Yum.
How about we put this in the freezer for a couple of hours? And what do you think once we put it in the freezer it's going to come out as? Ice cream!
Pour into a baking tray and spread it evenly over the surface. Then pop it in the freezer for 2 or 3 hours. After an hour, give it a good stir to break up the ice crystals and then put it back in the freezer. Once set, serve it with the almond and chocolate topping.
Yeah, you take a little bit, Liam, put it on yours. Should we try some? Yummy, eh, Lulu?
Yum.
Is it yum, Lulu? What do you think, Gareth? Yum? How yum is it?
Yummy.
Yummy yum? Hands up if you like this one, boys. Yay!
That's high praise. And at under $3 per serving, that's a huge improvement on the delivered takeout treats they usually go for. We're the 3rd fattest and 4th highest consumers of fast food in the world. That's really nothing to be proud of, as Angela explains.
No one food is going to make our diet, or us as an individual, healthy or unhealthy. It really does come back to context and how much we're having, say, takeaway foods within our diet, what else we're eating across the day, week or month, and also how active we are as well. But look, the reality is takeaways are going to be higher in saturated fat, sugar and sodium, which are all nutrients that we need to be really mindful of and reduce in our diets.
Because you look at it, you got fried, brown, fried, sugar.
Yeah, there's not much colour in these, are there? It's all very brown, and essentially we want to be making sure that our meals have lots of vibrant colours in them. It's just a whole lot of brown and yellow.
So this is the opposite of everything you just said.
It really is pretty
Isn't
bland
it?
looking, and just a tiny sprinkle. I can see a pickle in there that's kind of a smidgen of a vegetable.
People get sucked in by the advertising. Look at that. That's nothing like what it looks like in the advertising. And that is not appetizing.
Look, sometimes we might really feel like a burger, right? And a salad's not going to cut it. So listen to our body, and in those sorts of instances, it's fine to sit down and have a burger as long as the rest of our diet is really healthy and nutritious as well. But what we need to do is actually sit down when we're having these takeaway foods, rather than eating on the run, eating in our car or in front of the TV. We need to eat mindfully, without distraction, and really listen to our body's hunger and fullness cues.
I get that, but it's still bad for you.
Essentially, research suggests that when we're eating on the run or with distraction, we tend to eat more and overeat compared to if we sit down at the table and eat mindfully.
Because the TV's distracting you instead of listening
Exactly,
to
and
your
we're
body.
just putting that food in and not being aware of our hunger and fullness cues.
So tonight, my daughter's going to say, hey, Dad, I want some fast food. Which one should I tell her to get?
I think we can agree that all of these fast food options here are going to be high in saturated fat, sodium and sugar, which are the nutrients that we really need to cut back on. However, a burger or some takeaways every now and again as a treat within the context of an overall healthy, balanced diet is not going to be a problem. And perhaps just choose what makes you feel happy.
But it's just a treat, it's not a reward.
Definitely not a reward. And we need to remember that healthy eating is not perfect eating, it is flexible.
Back at the Jameses, and it's time for a test as Tanya's beloved vanilla cola gets the swap out.
Feel like a nice coffee? All over to
Cheers.
you.
Yeah, that's definitely different. It's drinkable, but it's definitely different. If it saved us some money, I'd buy it.
Yeah, definitely. If we can save a couple of bucks on this. Smaller bottle would be a bit better for you, eh?
Thanks.
Ooh, crikey, Nick. And the cola didn't go down that well with Tanya either. With perfect timing, Ganesh is here to lift the mood. So what are we cooking?
I've got something here that's going to take you 15 to 20 minutes to cook at max, right? I know how busy you are.
Yes.
You want to be ready when the family comes home, right?
Yes.
Okay, so these are chicken rice paper rolls.
Okay.
And the best thing about a rice paper roll is you can fill it with whatever your family wants. So today, what are we doing? Today we've got some carrot, some spinach, a little bit of beautiful rice noodle, perfect for you.
Yes.
No gluten issues. Plus, that little combination becomes like a fried noodle at some point, which you can use for school, you can use for lunches, okay?
Slice the chicken lengthways to fit the rolls better. Then throw into a hot pan with a splash of oil.
And you see how I've prepared most of the things earlier on?
Yeah.
Do the same thing, because your life will be so much easier and so much faster. Because a lot of this food needs to be cooked quickly at high temperature.
With the chicken sizzling, add some soy sauce and sesame oil.
Use a bit of that. So how many times a week do you reckon you'd cook in the house?
At the moment, probably once or twice a week.
Once or twice a week. How many times do we want to cook in the house?
I want to cook at least 6 nights a week.
6 nights a week, high five, that's a promise.
Once the chicken mixture is cooked right through, remove from the heat and set aside. Then add grated ginger and some garlic to the pan before adding the spinach leaves.
Look at that. I mean, you could eat that right now.
Yes.
Couldn't you?
Yeah.
Just eat that.
Yeah.
We don't need anything else.
So the mixture doesn't stick to the rolls, you then need to let it cool.
And we'll just wait for 15 minutes.
Okay, cool.
Fantastic.
Once chilled, it's roll-up time. One at a time, dip rice papers in a bowl of hand-hot water to soften them.
We'll put some in the middle. Now we'll put the chicken lengthways,
Okay.
right? Because we're going to roll it this way.
Okay.
We're going to do nice little ones today because we're trying to get these kids to enjoy their food. A bit of the carrot. With the coriander, I'll just put a little bit in today. This is an experiment for us.
Tuck in the edges, roll and serve.
to do our first one. There you go, team. How
wow.
good is that?
Don't they look delicious?
How good is that? Oh,
Is that your one?
is he ready?
Ready?
Is he gonna? You dip it. You dip it.
Oh,
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
do it. And then we've got to have a little bite. Yes!
Muscle Gareth.
I'm gonna call this a success because all of you are eating at the dinner table.
Yes, those noodles are great, aren't they, Gareth?
Fantastic. I love the mess though. It means fun.
It's good.
Mess is fun, right? That's what we like.
Success. And at $1 per roll, they're not too pricey either. So we sent Ganesh to meet up with Olympian Sarah Cowley to hear why 5+ a day really isn't so hard to achieve.
So, kiwis are pretty healthy, right? And with all this fresh food around, we must be getting our 5+ a day into us.
Well, the truth is that 92% of Kiwis know about 5+ a day, but disappointingly, only 40% of us are actually achieving this.
Why is this happening?
Well, there is a perception that fresh fruit and vegetables are expensive. But what we know is that when produce is in season, it's at its best for value and nutrition, that this is achievable. There's lots of temptations out there with highly processed food and cheap fast food. Sadly, this means that New Zealand has become now one of the fattest nations on earth.
And it's starting young?
Yes, in 2017, 2,000 kids under the age of 4 were diagnosed as being clinically obese, and 1/3 of all Kiwi kids are overweight.
So less processed foods, more fruit and veg. That's a pretty simple answer. But what does a portion of fruit and veg actually look like?
We should be eating 5 or more servings of fresh fruit and vegetables every day. Broken down, that looks like 2 servings of fruit and 3+ servings of vegetables. Serving size for an adult, 1 hand size.
Fill it all up.
Fill it all up.
So a kid would, that's basically a kid's hand, isn't it?
Correct.
Is that about right?
Definitely smaller than adults.
Yes.
Always look out for the 5+ a day logo. The 5+ a day charity is supporting Kiwi kids at preschool and school to educate them about healthy eating.
Sarah, any final tips?
Always keep a fruit bowl replenished, cut up servings of fresh fruit and vegetables and keep them in the fridge as snacking opportunities. Grow your own. Strawberries and spinach are really easy options there. And finally, kids copy what their parents do, so make sure you're eating as much fresh fruit and vegetables as you can.
Thank you, Sarah.
We're in Hamilton and the James family have embraced our challenge, but will they be tempted back to app-delivered takeaways by their reluctant toddlers?
Big challenge.
Big challenge for them. The biggest challenge for them is the young fella.
Oh, Gareth, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the boss, huh?
Have we had a good week?
Yes.
It was a good week.
Very good
That was
week.
a good week.
Yeah.
Did we learn a few things?
A lot.
What did we learn?
That our children do survive without sugar foods.
You can survive.
What else? What else did we learn? Tell me more. Tell me more. Give me more.
That I don't need to eat
you
a
don't
block
need-
of chocolate a day.
Yes.
That's it, right?
And what about sitting around the table? How's that gone down?
That's actually gone down really well. The kids adjusted to it easy and it was really nice. It was really enjoyable to not have screens in front of them while they were eating.
How did you feel about the restrictions on your diet?
It was a little bit hard. I'm a very sweet tooth person and I haven't had a lot of sweets this week. But I'm not dying, so that's great.
And what about the kids? What about Gareth? I know it's only a week,
Yeah.
but have you noticed a difference in Gareth?
Gareth's been really, really good this week and his behaviour has been really good this week, bar a few odd moments. And I really do think that's down to not having the amount of sugary treats that he would normally have on a given day.
How are the recipes that we left you with? So one was the frozen yogurt.
Yes.
That went down a treat with everyone in the household. Yeah, it was so good. Really simple, easy meals and I can make them and prep a lot of it while the kids are at daycare. And I love that slider recipe because, as you said, we can adapt it to so many things. It can be turned to meatballs and patties and
big
all
burgers and
other
small
things.
burgers.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
You can
that's
go
really
fishing
good.
and have little fish sliders. Oh, stop it!
Amazing. So,
Shall we show you
the
some of
goodness.
the swaps?
Let's call it.
Yes.
Here we go.
First up, Tanya's fave vanilla cola.
Not a fan.
No?
No.
It'd have to be a big cost saving, I think, for us.
How much cost would you have to save to consider swapping it?
Probably $2, eh? It'd be half the price, right?
$2, did you say?
$2.
He said $2.
Okay, so we can show you that we did swap it. And this is another simple swap out. So let's,
Wow, that's a big saving.
is that enough of a saving to swap this out?
Yes.
For an occasional drink,
Yeah.
Warren.
To notice the difference,
Yeah.
really. And that annually is almost $200
Wow.
just by swapping it. Keeper?
Yes.
Yes.
There you go. You've just swapped it out.
How did the cornflakes shape up?
These are pretty good cornflakes, Gareth.
Well, this is what you were having. It's just a different brand
Yes.
of gluten-free cornflakes. And all of that translates for you to this massive saving.
$3. I'm sorry. I'm really bad. I mean, $3. Wow.
$36 a year on that one. $36 a year.
Just by choosing a different brand.
It's just a different brand. That's all you had to do. I mean, if you guys want to save this money, these little livable differences are the differences you're going to have to make. All right, what else you got, Michael?
I don't know whether we're sold on that one, huh? I get this.
I feel like it's a journey. This one's a journey.
I get a feeling that one may not be a swap.
We also swapped out Tanya's luxury brand ice cream.
What did you think of our swap for the chocolate ice cream?
I could tell a difference, but I didn't mind eating it. I thought I could tell a difference.
We did swap it to supermarket own brand.
Oh, wow. Never knew that one existed.
That's cool.
You ready?
Do it. $4.
Wow, I'd definitely take on that savings.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was perfectly enjoyable.
Exactly.
Yeah, and we paired it with the homemade frozen yogurt dessert last night, and it was a nice little treat.
These are big savings. These are big savings just for a little adjustment.
Yeah.
And the thing is, like, you know, you may make more of that frozen yogurt, and then this doesn't have to come into the equation as much.
That's right, yes.
Remember the 2 unused packets of bacon that got thrown out? Well, Ganesh has a tip.
There's a lot of bacon in this house, right?
Every Sunday for pancakes, bacon, maple syrup.
So it's a weekly thing.
Yes.
So the savings will become weekly
Yes.
if you do this right.
Okay.
So what do we have? A beautiful supermarket-owned streaky bacon. Now, if you did something like this,
Yeah.
and you kept just what you needed in the dish, if you're doing it weekly, just freeze the amount that you need. And then in the morning, just pull it out. But if you did it this way,
Yeah.
you'd have hardly any waste. And
$6.
Wow, it's a big saving. Perfect.
overall, we've had quite a successful time with it. It's never easy. But I feel like there's been some changes, and if you follow through with this, you're going to save the money that you hope to save. Now,
So you were spending $525 per week.
right? So that's what we got off the till.
Yeah.
With these simple swaps. This has nothing to do with your Ubers, your takeaways, nothing to do with that. It's just us swapping out some brands. We've brought it from $525 down to $317 per week.
Wow.
So that's a saving
It's
of
a
about $208 a week.
It's massive.
Wow.
That's an annual saving of $10,800.
That's a lot of money in the pocket that can go towards other things.
It's a lot of family time.
And we haven't cut anything out, we've just swapped. You know, it's up to you to cut out, you know, some takeaways and make some more food at home and fill your kids' lunch boxes with food that you make instead of buying it, cutting down the snacks, you know? It's great, you just got to keep it up.
Cooking one
Keeping
meal
it
for
up
the
is
family. Cooking one meal for the family
Totally.
is something that you're going to have to say, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Have my little Uber Eats here and there, maybe, but no more cooking 2 or 3 meals for the family.
Yeah.
And a wee bit of tough love.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just the little steps.
Yeah.
But you have to keep trying.
Yes. We
that-
can do better.
Fantastic, guys.
While the savings is beneficial for us, you know, everyone can use an extra couple of dollars. The key thing for us is ensuring that, you know, we have an enjoyable home life, that we can come home, it's low stress, that we don't have to battle our kids surrounding a meal and what's on the plate. We don't have to battle our kids around, do they watch TV or do they sit at the table? Creating those life memories and ensuring that Tanya and I are both happy in what we're doing and we're respecting the kids and they're respecting us. I think there's some big wins in that for us moving forward.
Well done, Mr. Ganesh.
You too, bud. That wasn't easy.
Big challenger.
Now, how are we getting back to Auckland?
Did you bring a car?
No, are we walking? The budget on the show. It's ridiculous. All right.
Okay. Auckland we come.
You know, we're gonna...
This way.